When I say player, you say what? Player, player. When I say player, you say what? Player, player. What's going on? What's going on? Today is another Mark Cooper Monday. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm a tired person, bro. A lot of crazy stuff happened this weekend that I'll talk about a little bit later and all that stuff. So I just want to make sure to get everything organized. 'Cause I know there's a storm coming, and I just want to make sure I get through everybody's stuff, and all that stuff's all good. You know what I mean? Sammy, what's up? How you doing? Just kind of going through, making sure. Mike, what up, man? Alrighty. Let me turn the speaker down. Oh no, I'm in Detroit. This is a thunderstorm. No, it's just a thunderstorm for us. I was just saying, to make sure I get the reviews in for you guys, just in case the power goes out or something. That's all. But let's go. No further ado. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Don't want to butcher this person's name. Yeah, we getting a storm. Don't want to butcher their name. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this name is. All right, we gonna figure it out. I want to say Chimera, but I just want to make sure. I don't know if it's a like Chimera or I don't know. It's not anything. I'm just trying to understand. I don't want to say it wrong, but we gonna hear the song.
What the fuck happened to him? Actually knocked out. I mean, seriously? Take another bunk, you fucking moron. Get up. Oh, look at that. Pussy. Come on, man. Get up. You know what you're here for? Hey, wake up, you little freak.
Okay. Chimera, that's what I thought, because I was thinking about Chimera, the king of mythical beasts from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what I was thinking. When they combine with Baphomet and all that. That's what I wanted to say, but I just didn't want to say that thing wrong. But yeah, that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure. Okay, first thing, let me make sure I got all the compressions up and all that stuff. Let me see. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. Well, first thing I will say is that when it comes to the lower pitch and you're doing chopped and screwed and things like that, if you already have a deeper voice, you probably want to use some saturation on that just a little bit, just so it can get rid of some of the low end that the human ear can't hear. And then that way I could be able to fully hear what you're saying even clearer than before. That's the only thing so far. Especially when you do deep pitches, because keep in mind, if the track itself has a lot of low end into it, just know if it's more low end, it's the deeper the vocal's going to go into the mud for that. You know what I'm saying? Just think about with the vocal when you're, walking to a, let's just say it's dirt, right? But the more low end that you have or more weight on that vocal, the more it seeps in. It's like you're getting stuck in mud. You don't want that kind of thing to happen. You can have like a really smooth, record with chopped and screwed, of course, but you just want to make sure a little saturation, give it a little bit more of a cleanup on that, and then this will be even better. Other than that, it sounds dope, bro. Like the energy is there 100%. I just saying when it comes to that vocal part, just got to be careful. Just put a little bit of saturation on the vocal. I recommend like twin tube. Fat filter could work, but sometimes fat filter will take away more than, more of the dynamics sometimes if you really not 100% sure how to use fat filter like to its best ability. But I recommend like certain things like that, like Slate Digital plugins for vocals are just really awesome. I just went and just used those. They work out pretty well for me, especially for, having a deeper voice. And if I'm, doing a voiceover, like if I'm doing, like, for example, when I'm doing a Prime impression, you know what I'm saying? Be like, hi, I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Like I can do that and have the saturation there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, have on the vocal itself. Because what happens is people put a lot of compression into it and it's like straight in your face and it works out fine. But, in dynamics, it's like a bad mix. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Right. Yeah, the concept is cool. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of saturation in the vocal on the lower end of it, or EQing where it gets rid of the sub in the voice, and then it will stick out like that as well. Like that works out fine. But what sometimes people do is they try to take the low end out of it completely, and then it sounds thin and it's on top, and it's like, okay, y'all can hear what you're saying, but it's lost its depth. So it's just kind of like something you gotta, play with over time. But that's kind of the ideal I would recommend. All right, just de-key it.
Every job that I face is formidable. After midnight, the records are horrible. Bless the curse, now the spirit is edible. Take up his head if he's stupid and vulnerable. 6 hours, man, I'm only directional. ODM, only damn motivational. See the way that I move, leave a genius confused, leave a hole in the stomach and grip in my mouth on the spectrals. You cannot fuck with infinity, bro with divinity, clear the vicinity. Exercise every curse to the mix with me, sisters coming like 2 groups of Trinity. See the ladies in my proximity, whether they're more by increase the humility. I ain't taking no responsibility. Each step to me, you'll be losing his dignity. Gonna be boxing and mob 26 on the calendar, line in my house by the tree. So many ups on the block and I'm ready to slide. They will think that I'm stupid and weak. Climbing your head to the top and I see all the sky when they rip on my pop at the same. You people they feel from my father, you falling and crawling to go have a look at the kid. I'm a legend even when I'm dead. All the purple too is done. Pow pow, living my by a thread. You need a sword and only fast to give yourself a chance of putting a hole in my chest. My raga 7 soup on the dish they know your face.
JK, what up, man? Oh, I'm too compressed, my bad.
Bitch, I'll be breaking the stairs. Looking right through to your soul, you might have to go. I'm sorry, but nobody cares. Never been scared of my goals. I'm shooting on talk of the run. If I close for the best, I'll be celebrating every ball is still on the field. It means that I throw to the net. Bad, G for greatness.
Okay. Only thing I would say here is, let me see here. What makes most sense? I can give you you know what? I'll give you the basic answer and I'll give you the advanced answer. And I think that'll work out for the people in the chat. So you can get the advanced answer or you can get the basic answer. All right. So the basic answer is that you want to make sure that, with this, like the beat is literally, it's right where it needs to be seated. But you got to give the vocal a little bit more love so it can be able to be even throughout. It's just like literally maybe like a decibel or something behind. It's something small like that. The advanced answer is your master is too loud. It sounds like you really flirting with 00 dB, which is unity, which is what it's called, unity, because it's the unison of like the peak. And then when you get to 1 and 2 and all that, then you're just kind of like out there. So like normally for masters, you want to stay, if you're going to do a master, and then the thing is, this is what people don't understand sometimes. When you have a lower master, it gives the track room to be able to hear all those other instruments that you weren't able to hear in the first place. Believe it or not, mastering at a lower volume level will allow you to hear like some of the low end, some of the mids, the highs, and be able to gauge those, especially if you have especially if you got the stems for it. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to have the car have the ability to turn up the volume, not the volume of the track itself. And that's where it comes in the master, where it's at a level where it's consistent and you could turn it up in the car and hear everything clearly and evenly is what you're thinking there, you know? So that's like, very important to do. Hold on. So that's something that you might want to look at the end of the day when it comes to these kind of things. It's literally about the level. And sometimes people get scared and be like on YouTube and they be like, man, this track sounds quiet. Why does it sound so quiet? And things like that. And then that's where you compensate in the video for that, because YouTube is automatically going to take that MP3 and scrunch it down even more because they have a certain set bit rate for whatever their, audience is on people's phones. There's a phone level that you want to think about with these things. And yes, with the, with the low end and the bass and all that works just fine. It'll work fine. But you have to make sure that, I recommend, if you're going to do a video, send the track in wave, because it's got the most dynamic chance possible. And then when you do that and then you put the video together, even if it's scrunched down, it still has that good, clean quality of it. And that's also something that plays into part of the algorithms now. YouTube has to figure out a way to get their money back because they got so many content creators that they have to pay out. So what they do is they look at whatever the quality is of the tracks and everything there. I'm giving you the advanced answer now. So that's how that particularly works. So sometimes it'll be a really dope video and everything, but if the audio is not matching the quality, like how it has like the HD stuff and everything, if it's not matching in this particular category for it, that's where it gets weird and starts trying to push things out of the algorithm, or they find 5 or 6 different reasons in the checklist why this song is performing the way it needs to and why others aren't. Like, all that stuff matters. So that's why when we do these Mark Cooper Mondays, it's not me just, sitting here looking, oh, this track is dope. Because to be honest with you, I'll be doing you a complete disservice. And I feel that a lot of people have been doing disservice by saying, oh, this track is fire, keep doing your thing. No, bro. This mix sounds weird, and we need to figure out things and ways to fix it. Because all it takes is one track to be completely fire, and then the next song got a trash mix. And like nobody wants to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of this stream. And that's why I like, faithfully trying my best to do it every single Monday, because you guys are as active as I would be on that every single Monday. So for me to give you the feedback for that one track you did 2 weeks ago could really change the trajectory of what your next song will be when you release it next time. You know what I mean? It's not about talking about this song has an issue. It's about catching the issue so you prevent yourself or amend or learn new strategies to not make those kinds of mistakes. And that's what this is for. If anybody didn't know, I'm not a reactor. You know what I mean? I'm not a reactor. I look kind of stupid. Just be like, hey, all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm no, bro. No. I'm not doing that. Just if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. But that's the thing I wanted to make sure I pointed out.
Oh, for overpower, just for the fries in the bag. Oh, for the shape in your chest when you hit with a combo with cracking you up like a rag. As for my nomenclature, you can find me where I'm at. Today without bigger than mag. Oh, for obnoxious, you on my
Oh, stop it.
sit at the back of the class. Class is a session, you're shorty around me. I'm thinking she wants my attention. I guess I'm a worldly obsession. When you've been honored, you got the word in your possession. I'm taking a second to breathe. And I'm not forgetting to mention, eyes open, better big the ascension. Everybody tryna crave my attention. Eyes closed when I stand bold, see my eyes glow, then it's night. Got a nice flow, making my gold on his one blow when we fight. Eyes cold, yeah, my pride shows in my prime like I'm Logan on top of the league. You just ain't superior, you might feel, you dive a step than me. Damn, none of you bitches is audible. Beating me, but you know it's impossible. Bitch, you mean you been thinking I'm comical. Cracking justice, my mojo is laughable. You ain't matching my pitch, you need auto tune. Know the armor, I'm ready to do auto shoot. If you die, then your brother's gon' follow you. Said you to hell that the devil gon' call to you. What the fuck tryna copy, what go you do? That's your girl getting watch from Satoru too. Got me rocking the family.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I heard you move the mic. So sometimes, when you guys rapping, and you do that, I hear it. I hear it in the microphone. I'm telling you, in the acapella, you gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it in the acapella. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm gonna tell you another secret that a lot of people don't even think about it. And this is like working smart. Trust me. Right after this song, I'm gonna tell you.
Man was close to you. Notice whooping I'm giving is overdue. The exception to rules I don't follow through. Make the beams I ain't raising your morals to. How many times did they plot on my person? Cause they cooking up, but I guess it don't follow through. They try to seal me, they made it a mission. They cover my house, but I still got a vision. It's crazy, you blame me for all your decisions. You choose to be sick, I'm only a symptom. I'm married and off for the breeze for a second. I'm looking defenseless, I don't need the weapon, I don't need defenses. I'm treated like Beckham, my heart for defenses. I shot at the records. Gang of position, I leave him in shambles. They shaking in fear, but my sin got them rattled. I breaking the chains, I'm releasing the shackles. I smile as I beat them, was never a battle. The joy that the jury, you know that I'm special like Cody. I've been on the road for a vessel. Top rows, down the river we wrestle. The boy trying to rock it to kiss in the metal.
Still heat though. It's still heat either way, but I just wanted to mention that. All right, pro tip, especially for individuals who are thinking about performing or anything like this. This is something I do, and this is kind of out of my bag here, right? So I'm a person when I rap, I don't like I'm not an ad-libs person. I'll do it for the sake of the track, but I'm just not. I like that aspect. I'll put it where it needs to be. Like I'm fundamentally that way. So what I do actually is I record 2 sets of ad-libs, right? I record the emphasis and then I record maybe small stuff. Then the reason why I do that for every song, I don't have the ad-libs stick out like that. I normally have it under the verse just so it gives it a little bit more depth. Then afterwards, when it's time for me to go on tour or perform or something like that, all I have to do is mute the mains and I have a show track already ready to go. I have a show track already ready. And I don't have to worry about any of the levels of it at all because the ad-libs are already tucked under that vocal. So all it is just an indication of me particularly performing. So when I perform my tracks, they hear and they're like, dang, Mark, like I can really hear you rap your verse and I can hear every single word. Like, what do you do? It's like, well, that's the idea. You want to get to the point where you have that practice and delivery and, to be able to rehearse and control that power in the vocal. You feel what I'm saying? And that's really important when you're performing, because the last thing you want to do is be out of breath for it because you haven't heard what your track sounds like when you don't have your vocal. And I think that's what a lot of the issues are, not the performing over vocals thing. I mean, that could be, honestly, that's debatable depending on, what exactly you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But having that particular power behind it and getting used to your rehearsal tracks will not only get you, where you need to be, but it'll also get you to be a stronger performer. Because what's going on is that everybody is so kind of in the entertainment aspect, like, kind of the jumping around and making sure you got the energy to get everybody hyped. That's your record. Okay, do what you need to do there. But just keep in mind, all of that energy that you're exerting out, you have to figure out to be able to deliver those bars for that performance too. Not every performance you have to be the guy that jumps up and down and run around and be like, oh my God, I'm rapping and I'm running. Like, everybody doesn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can give a stellar performance just with the microphone rapping, and then you narrate and control the audience. That's the thing. You captivate the audience by understanding where you are. You know what I'm saying? Jumping up and down and being hype works, especially for certain kinds of tracks and things like that. But you got to have some cool downs. You got to have some records you can go to and be able to catch your stamina, catch your breath for the next one. You got to figure out those things. Doing a double time verse and then going into another song right afterwards is a challenge. It's more of a challenge than you ever think it would be because of that. So those are things that you want to think about when it comes to performances and getting better with that. And then you'll be able to curate a list as well. You know what I'm saying? So just so you know, it's just some small stuff for you guys. Alrighty, Kid Kaiju. Whoa, man. This is Kid Kaiju. I'm ready. Chaos, what up?
Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the...
I haven't heard an Evil Empire tag in like 10 years. That's like getting a beat and it'd be like Trapaholics, mixtapes, or the damn son, where'd you find this? Like, I haven't heard a tag like that in a beat in like 10 years. This is crazy. Hold up.
Gonna break a whole bag, be on her face.
What did he say?
All right, bro. All right, bro. I'm trying to let me hear the bar before it, and I'm just trying to see how this works with Common Writer. We gonna process this. Hold on.
So when fuck gonna break a whole bag, be on her face. Gonna have to change. If you go back and right back in your life, a lot of ways I still feel the same, but I don't wanna die every night. Is it really worth all the pain? I was trying to get suicide. It's how you know what you break it down. You know you never cared. I never really had to go around. You know I never cared. I really gotta fuck around. You know I love the way you can't. I know how to fuck you dance. I know so touch me, so you love me. How you crush me, so that I never gotta touch me, so you love me. How you crush me, so that I never gotta. Too deep like a tide, I can't escape. I take cage, every beat such as a fate. Undays run like I'm lost in the rush. Obsessed with pain and slapstick crush. Drowning in feelings like I can't be, can't fight. Hate that I can be when a day turns in a night. Drink to the throat, but it cuts deep like a knife. Pound you deep, this love is in my life. Yeah, it's running on lost and I love and I never can get enough. Haunted by whispering the ghost of our spark. Love's dark ocean, I'm drifting no arc. Caught in the tide, can't escape from the swell. Love is sweet prison, but I'm living in hell. Fading away, but I'm lost in the chase. Fell too deep, now I'm gone without a trace. Fell too deep, now I'm gone without a trace. Fell too deep, now I'm gone without a trace.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. I am very, 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 very confused. I'm confused. Track's called Leap of Faith. Looks like it's a back and forth about, taking a leap of faith with a girl or some kind of relationship aspect. And then there's a back and forth and, sacred love, protection. And I get it, right? But my question is, What does that have to do with this? What does it have to do with this? That's all I'm saying. It's not that, there wasn't any bars. It's just that if I'm a person who likes Power Rangers or somebody, no pun intended. But let's say I'm into that and I see, Kamen Rider, okay, cool. And then you look at the song, you're like, this doesn't match anything at all. You can confuse your audience that way. That's why, like, when it comes to AMVs, it's an animated music video. It's the animation that that goes with the video. Yeah, there's free form, and then you could do that, and then I understand about everybody's like, well, everything doesn't have to be a character rap or anything. You could just have those visuals in the background and, and put it together. Then put it together where it fits what you're talking about. And I'm not saying it as in, like, you know what? I'll say it like this. We have to get to a point, and this is not everybody. There's just some people that just need to understand this part. When you're making these songs, do not have this nerdcore artist is going to have in mind for the record that you're coming out with. Don't feel that, that you have to make the song and be like, oh yeah, I got to make sure I have this reference and that reference because other nerdcore artists might, talk about that. It's not about that. However, make sure whatever song you're coming out with, everything makes total sense. You got to start thinking about the non-nerdcore people who have ever seen your music before. You got to get to the point where you can match with both. That's important. Because if somebody's brand new to your art or whatever and sees Kamen Rider, a Kamen Rider song, this might be cool. And then they hear it and they be like, bro, this has nothing to do with Kamen Rider at all. And now you turned off that possible fan because they thought you were making a record like that. Like, it's just certain things that you got to pay attention to when it comes to these properties. You got to understand that even though you put out the song and you got like 12 subscribers, okay, that's understandable. You got 12 subscribers. All right. So are you mean to tell me that somebody who's a music supervisor couldn't just stumble on your track on YouTube just like any other person in the world could do? That could have been your shot right there. That's why I point out these things. I point out these things because I know you guys make good music, but I want you to make sure that you guys are the best set up for success as possible. That's very important. These are little small things that, you want to make sure you have ready to go and all that stuff. Make sure you got stuff in the bio. Make sure people know that you do other things. Make sure that, you have them posted different ways so individuals know that you're a fan of certain stuff. Like, all those things matter at the end of the day. But the good thing right now is that you guys are not 100% at the really, really high level of viewers and subscribers yet. So this is where I would come in and be like, hey, let's fix these things. Let's improve this stuff. So when it comes to that time and you get checked out and then you get a big feature or, a song does really well, you're 100% prepared. And then when you're prepared, other people can hear the stuff that you come out with and you can build your fan base and then be able to do shows in your hometown and then go on tour, then be at different events that come around in the cities and things like that. These are all steps that need to be taken. And since there's a lot of people who have maybe started in the pandemic era of YouTube, that's great that you have the initiative and execution. Now you have to work on the other side that you didn't get an opportunity to do, which is being able to be in person. And individuals can get get familiar with who you are, not just as an artist or on a YouTube, but as a person. Start building those fan bases. People will start hanging on your every word and listening to the albums and buying merch and buying, whatever you're trying to promote or do. That's how this brand and everything works. Nerdcore had to do it that way. You know what I mean? Nerdcore didn't get to 25 years today without any of those particular tools in place. Remember, in 2000, they were in forums, bro. There wasn't a YouTube till 2006. There was no way you could do that. And then back then, they weren't even doing that. They were making Dragon Ball Z AMVs to Linkin Park. That was just the thing in YouTube back then. I just want you guys to know that, like I said, just think about those things where you're putting those things together, okay? Other than that, music is great. All that stuff is fine. But you just got to follow through on the entire presentation. Have your pre setup, your regular setup, and your post. What are you going to do after you release this video? And that's the way you got to think. And since you guys are fast, they're coming out with a song every week or 2 times, every 2 weeks or whatever. That means you got that amount of time to promote this song until the next one comes. And then you just follow that cycle. And that's the only way you got to do it. But I already heard all this way through. But I just wanted to point that out. Those kind of things are important. Alrighty. D Legend. Next gen nerdcore cipher. Oh man. All right. Let's put our listening caps on. Let's see.
Zen Armada.
Okay, Decker Woods, Kid J's. Okay, Third Son of Adam. Okay, I haven't heard any of these names. This is going to be interesting. Okay.
Welcome back, everyone to Apocalypse, a positive. Everyone will run it through a lot of this. I drop bombs like a sucker, grab binoculars. Ready player one when I load up in Metropolis. I'm Clark Kent, let it home like I'm.
Okay, he said player one. Let me hear that again, just for sakes.
Welcome back, everyone to Apocalypse, a positive. Everyone will run it through a lot of this. I drop bombs like a sucker, grab binoculars. Ready player one when I load up in Metropolis. I'm Clark Kent, let it home like I'm John. But the boys gonna see me when I'm fighting in the octagon. Icon and the artist, acting nonchalant. An icon, live better with the confidant. I keep green with the cash flow, mean. A lean teen, turtle like squirrel. War machine, a war marine. You wanted me with the courtesy.
Flow is nice all the way through. He's just going to have to, use a little bit of de-esser on there because there's a lot in his background, a little bit of high pass in there. Other than that, sliding.
See that a poison is a choice of words to sing it like it's mercury. Move like a venomous, check the percentages. Body your emperor, style like it's limit. Gravity was part of the cranberry quench. Your thirst, listen to the senator, you will be getting hurt.
I came in the game with nothing to lose. I give him my all, I got something to prove. Like
Heavy compression. Dial back the compression on this vocal here. It's like, it sounds just like this. You see how I was like really upfront like that? Just need to turn the compression down just like something like that.
Wanna get better with time. I'm just warming up, man. This isn't my prime. I rap the same, but I'm the better design. I wait till the top, but I'm cutting the line. I'm up in the shit, and it's not a surprise. These niggas can drop it, they ain't fucking with I. Don't care what you say. At the end of the day, you never gonna do it like me. No, I can't. I'm hanging with legends, but honestly speaking, I'm out of your league. Break out my chain again, I'm free. I feel like a beast, and I gotta eat. Feeling like Crowder, I'm killing it solo and doing it dolo. I'm freaking elite. I'm making a comeback, and then I fight like it's Montag. I taking the beat like a scumbag, and I rip it apart, Mortal Kombat, and it's so sad that I don't like. Look how I finesse, I'm blessed, no rest, that harder than Black Mass. I am the best, I'm next, not even a flex, I'm topping my whole class.
Young, good, and upcoming. On the right like the sun in the morning. I just come up better than the running. They love how I do it, I know that you're bumping. They know I'm hooded back it up. I know that when I speed, they don't want me to stop. It's risky, adding me onto a track at the end.
It's the thing, when you're having a lower voice and low register, right? When you're doing the ad-libs for it, you see how you can automatically hear where those ad-libs are? Like where those emphasis tracks are? That's what I mean by dialing back the volume just a little bit. It's supposed to thicken the vocal. It shouldn't have a separate feel from, you know what I'm saying? You should notice it, but you shouldn't notice it so much that it sounds like it's not 100% on. Sometimes there's that millisecond delay and you may have to drag it looking at the waves as best way you possibly can. So that's one of the things you got to make sure you pay attention for.
End of the day is my first of the life. Listen, I don't remember the niggas are killing a bit. I've been willing to game. I'm the best of the best, so you know that I came up out of nowhere, made this my domain. Ain't nobody doing it better, no FedEx, but you know I deliver. Ain't stepping to me, now the ain't got deliver. Got buzz, I got buzz, I got flow like a river.
Yeah, hold up, you can get rolled up. Messing my game, you get smoked up. A cherry pop like soda. I walk in the shit with aura, like you ain't my friend, you just a foe. Do not get close. Honestly, bitch, you about to be exposed. When I clock it back, you off in the close.
I got diamonds, I go like I'm having a silver. Be dripping like ice on the side, but dropping my name for show and that's in my flow. My guy, you just feel I don't know what. If you come from the clean and you better not miss. Get the banner on me, color quantum of this. Anybody my fist? I ain't no junkie, I'm better.
See what I mean by the heavy compression there? Oh my God, I didn't even know this was on my phone. My bad. I didn't know my phone was playing at the same time. Hold on.
Paper in a minute, so might be a little rusty. Forgive me, it's been a while. Matter of fact, screw it, I'm never gonna lose it. We'll never stop flowing, no river now. Legend hit call me up, told me what's poppin'. And now cause a homie, the boy had a lock. And it's shocking as much as I keep evolving. There's some people that told me this ain't my style. Type of people that I got a problem with. They gon' try to take away my confidence. Ain't a fan of the back of the compliments. All this disrespect cause I ain't prominent. But it's cool, man, I get it, just give us a year. Our niggas gon' be poppin', you heard it right here. By the shit, the singles, we up next in this clip. She get talking about being underrated, I swear.
I respect it, 100%. Okay.
You know that they call me a titan. If you got a problem, they know that I'm airing it out. One of a kind, you can enter my mind, and I bet you discover I'm very devout.
You hear it in this vocal too. You see what I mean? Leveling the ad libs and emphasis do a world of difference. Just so you know.
With the guy get from the bottom, they weighing me down, but I'm clearing the doubt. Up on the beat and I get it, I don't even bother to ask what the song is about. Bang bang like on Spike Spiegel. No fact, I got no ego. Song Jane, cause I'm being wriggled. And I had this story, it got no sequel. We don't wanna be caught in the crosshairs. Call me rock love, bitch, I'm not fair. Like you know, scared, with the night hair. If you finna die, then I might care. Yo, bitch.
That's the be anybody go stupid. Ticket that bell, my nigga, the clueless. Ticket that stupid, that can't even do it. Next year, you know we buy the rules. Call me a lady, cause I got the D. All these homies say no, I be. I cut it, nothing straight, integrity. Guess you can say I'm the ticker. I'm the ticker of it, that means you can't do what I do. Tick, I'm a kid, but if I'm a kite, you all your blabber, really, I don't mind you. Make up, bro, I shot from a rifle. Okay, wait, I'm a lane, I'm making. I'm on a different level, can't you see the scale?
Okay. So there's a part in there where I don't know if accent or anything, but I don't hear legend. I don't hear that. It wasn't just once, it was just twice. It's like, I'm an edging in the making. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point is when you're doing double time and things like that, the best thing is to listen to the verse a cappella. If it sounds like the way you wrote it, you'll be able to hear these particular things. Sometimes people are just happy that they got through the verse and just be like, whew, I got through the double time. All right, we're good. Now send it. But you gotta take care with these things. You have to take your verses and everything with care, especially in a cipher, especially in a next generation nerdcore cipher, as in people are going to look this up and see who is up next. You know what I'm saying? So these are ideally important that you want to make sure that you know.
I'm on my way up, getting bigger and better. Their mission ain't changing. I gotta go strap up. These demons are taking me, but I stay saying them. I'm out and praying. Now places are different me. I am born again, but on a different league. I am a beast, but my name is Z. Stay on my craft and improve my techniques. Success is the only thing that I seek. Yeah, always stay on my grind every week, making sure like my name I got heat. Didn't I mention that I'm a beast? When I still ripping, I keep the beat. My flows are so timid, I'm sick. Niggas come bow to the king. Many events I got blaze up in your speakers now.
Just me, man, I be that G, man. They be trying to copy the flow, but the way that I flow, even that I don't understand. Is you a fan or is you a fan? Cause the way they be spinning around in my circle with gummies just blowing away, man. When I look at the game, man, I see that I've been playing. Okay, let's go. You lay in the bed that you make, but the way that you making the bed that you laying, you got me thinking I'm the best. And that is coming from a nigga that's making the bed nothing more than a set. Okay. Step your game, man. You got me looking like I came from the chest. Too smooth when I'm moving the next.
Too smooth, I will move my tools loose, bring it to the goose groove. I'm a legend, motherfucker, I'm the A-best, and these niggas better say less. I'll be carrying my cross, but I shoot with my crystal. Shock in the water, you better than a dip with my time after time. I'll be proving myself, making it for myself, I'm more than my dad. The next year, we must close like a 10-10. You'll be getting your face bad. I ain't watching my damn stress, but I think I was test dread. Like you lose our bed down, with my tricks on my bed 10. Near system, they're making I run to the day I die. I got the pre-search and some make it all. I ain't on my peak, but I'm moving tall.
You know, that's the only thing. It seems like when it's mixed all the way through, excuse me. It seems like when it was mixed all the way through, it's kind of the similar things. Maybe the ad-libs are a little too loud or anything like that. But I'm saying you gotta, probably the rule of thumb here is to really understand the registry of your voice. If you got a higher pitched voice, you know what I mean, chances are it might be bright. So you might want to play with the EQ of the high pass. if your voice is kind of monotone or, it's got a little bit of bass in there, but you can go a little bit higher like this. You got to know the differences with there. Just know that each vocal has its low end, it has its mid, and has its high, which is the full raw audio. So you have to, when you're thinking about your mixes, you got to pay attention to the low parts of your voice, the middle, or the mids, which is the phone kind of thing, and then the high pass. The high passes are your voice. And once you making sure that you got all three of those covered, you'll have a very solid audio. And once you get to that point and find something where you're registry of the voice, then you will barely have that problem. And I think that's just what it is. You just got to figure out, what's your registry of your voice. Are you really low like this? Are you really mid like this? Are you really high like this? You have to, know exactly where your vocal is. And once you find that, that is what you look for in your EQ. And then if you're engineering other people, now you need to figure out what their registries are for you to be able to give that mix. But then at the same time, once you find those things, then you start leveling them out and making sure all the vocals are in the same level, volume and everything. And then it gets easier at that point. You just kind of do that, and the pro tip would be sometimes find a beat that what you want on the cipher. You know what I'm saying? Once you come up with the beat, think of the individuals that you would like on that cipher. And then maybe you could look at the registry and be like, you know what, I may pick a different beat because I feel this person's voice would shine a little bit more on this higher register beat versus this really low end kind of track when I got nothing but deep voice individuals. And then you could start mixing smart. But that's in a perfect world and thinking that everybody gets everything on time, like ciphers are. But you know what I mean, But it is what it is. But that's just something to pay attention to. Alrighty, next one, Zathans.
Shit.
It's past hitting for real.
Bro, what's good,
Not much, just killing
yes,
it.
sir.
What about you?
Nothing much.
Oh, for real?
Let me just talk my shit,
yeah.
Hand to hand with a man, how you manage when I'ma hammer you. Nigga think it's a joke, so I blend where you vanish to. Damn, man, I was hoping that you and them go mechanical. Manical, now I'm rounding up the bars. I'ma handle you. Homie gonna need a spark if you're trying to match up. All red dripping from his body, wanna catch up. Act tough, but when I hit the R, you gonna back up. Nigga thought it's a game, but we go slide through. Heads up. That dish in the sink, and you say you cook in the kitchen. My heater before you think, and I leave the be where I shit it. He talking like he was him when I listen. That boy that's bitching. Then after I do the deed, I'm a ghost like a Corey Kitchen.
You ain't talking about digits, I'm ghosting like mine ain't Fenton. It's on Terrasu fire, but now they don't see the vision. Your numbers keep getting lower and lower like long division. Even on icy fields with socks and the heels, drunk in the hill, you won't catch me slipping. Cause I would rather slide. They try to stop me from being sick, I would rather die. They know I'm the better guy. The same guy in your circle spinning, you'd rather lie. See the patterns in the side of our eyes, you can satirize. He but a meme, don't wanna be left on red, don't be so easy to read. They know that they're steady smoke, cause I'm staying deep in the lead. Round and round on the house, and she ride like she but a steed.
Round and round in the house, I she throw it back like a Ferris wheel. Put the tech up in your face just like a dentist do. Nigga thought he was Sasuke, eat him Orochimaru. Chillin' out with the gang, shorty see me tomorrow.
Oh, hey, shawty got me acting up. Do what these face can't, shawty back it up. Treat my enemies like money, make it killing, back it up. You can pass before you pass me, ain't no passes, pass it up. I don't think I'm bragging up.
Yeah, that was heat.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Now, this is a better example. You hear all the, you can hear the drums, you can hear the bass just fine, but you can hear everybody's vocal just because of, thinking about how the kinds of tracks that you mix is knowing the registry of your voices. Sometimes certain beats just hit harder for you. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear the vocal, but, oh, man, my voice sounds so clean on this. Well, it's because of the type of beat and the choice that you made. So you got to think about those things, too. The better kinds of quality beats and, in room that you can use, the better the mix is going to sound. It's like that every time. The better quality of the track, the better quality of the song. So think about that. All righty. Next. Oh, it's a beat? Is this a producer? Let me see. Might be a producer. We doing good, Sage? What's good with you? All right, let me see. Yeah, I guess it is a beat.
Still bad people. And now they're enslaving each other. Apparently a bunch of them don't even believe in me anymore. Rude.
All right, let me get my producer ear on this time.
I got way more of these.
I go first.
Okay, rule of thumb. I'm talking as a producer now. So I got my producer ear on, okay? Just letting you know right now, if you ever submitted that to an artist or you submitted it to a sync licensing or something like that, that should have came in way quicker than that. What I recommend, I'll show you a rule of thumb here. For me being a producer in the beat battles and things like that, best thing you want to do is you're thinking about you only got a minute to impress me about whatever this track is. I don't have that kind of time. I got like 600 emails of people with beats, and I got to hear all of those and be able to pick the correct beat for whatever commercial, whatever show, whatever movie, whatever video game. I don't have that kind of time. So I want to make sure I give you that particular feedback. And it's not tough love. This is just I'm letting you know for a person who's already produced things in the industry, and several others will tell you the exact same thing. Track begins a little too slow, and it's okay. Personally, I like the route of if you can figure out in a 4-bar, perfect example, okay? I will tell you exactly what I mean. So I heard this beat, right? Okay, first part right here is the first 5 seconds here. You see how this is significantly lower than everything else? See what I'm saying? And now the beat is starting at 30 seconds. See what I'm saying? A music supervisor would just turn it off, no matter how hard and heavy this got later. So what I recommend, if you did, start at 30 seconds. And then have that talking part throughout the beat. Don't try to separate the vocal part from the beat to make it separate like that unless you're going to go right in there like that. So you could have that 5-6 seconds, right? And then you could do this and have it. You know what I mean?
I go first.
And you could begin it right there. So there's that aspect of it too. Second, high end of the hi-hats. Got to be careful about the volumes there because I know that 808 is supposed to bang 100%, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you know that you have to shape your 808. Shaping your 808 is making sure it's on immediate punch. So kind of like if you're using an MPC or something like that, you want that 808 to hit and then it be done once your finger leave it. Because all that feedback after the 808s clash with each other, it sounds muddy and it's a bad thing over time. Unless you literally carrying it over like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Even in that. Especially, but I'm hearing a boom, boom, the boom, 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 the boom, the boom. Like you want to make sure that those are short and sweet, and then you layer them with a kick. So it's like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? That's important for a clean mix. When you have that, your snares will pop out more, and then your hi-hats, you could turn those down a little bit. That way it fills the background. The hi-hat's supposed to fill it. Like it's supposed to fill in the beat. It's not supposed to be fully stand out jagged like that. You want to make sure it fills in the beat for that. And that's important because if you're hearing it in the car and you're hearing you're hearing all these different mixes, it's going to sound like, like you're going to hear all that high end for it, and then it'll make the beat sound distorted. And then like a A music supervisor would be like, nah, I'm not going to mess with this because that means if we like this, now we got to hit him up and ask him for the stems and then ask him to remix it. And then we got to do all this back and forth thing. And they're going to be like, I'm not doing that. Let's just hear the next beat. That's how they're going to look at it. You see how there's a lot of high end into that and it just kind of doesn't give it any room is because of where the limiter and the master is on that too. Like all of those little small things that is what's going on. So you got the 808 and then you're just like, oh, I'll just turn up the instrumental or the sample and then it'll just play over and it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll bang to you when you make that particular song, but I'm just telling you in the sake of the quality, it's about mastering a lower volume so you could be able to hear those particular intricates and be like, oh, I didn't know this was too loud. Oh, I didn't know this was too quiet. And you'll be able to hear more of it in that aspect. You know what I mean? See, that's how you should have started the beat in the very beginning. This breakdown right here, you should have started the beat like that in the beginning. But instead of looping it into an 8-bar loop of that, you could have just played that 4-part and then just had the drums go right into that. Having that with a good mix all the way together, then somebody be like, you know what? I can see that. And that's just me being, you know, somebody who has done music supervisor and things like that. I'll look for that and be like, okay, but I want you to begin that track at where 215 is. Feel what I'm saying? These are certain things you want to think about in the layout. Like I said, it's not a bad beat at all. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, we just got to get you together how to lay out a track for, you know, for sync license. And I'm pretty sure you learn those particular pointers and things like that, you'll be very happy about this kind of stuff. Trust me. Oh, no, no, no.
What job, lady?
You died.
All right, here we go. Other than that, like I said, it sounds dope regardless. Sounds dope regardless. Alrighty, D-Trey, let's do it. I know we ran a little behind and I've been doing, you know, heavier critiques than I usually do, but I just wanted to, you know, let people know that it's not a, you know, me listening and snowing through it. If I hear something, it doesn't make any sense, I'm going to tell you.
fuck it up.
Big body like I'm riding a lack. Bitch Scotty when I'm lighting a pack. Kid body talking spicy on wax. 6 thotties cause the wifey to snap. Vibe nerdy until the blick it and dump. Ride dirty like it's bricks in the trunk. 11 weapons leave a bitch in a slump. 11 make a wish if you want. One big body like I'm riding a lack. Bitch Scotty when I'm lighting a pack. Kid body talking spicy on wax. 6 thotties cause the wifey to snap. Vibe nerdy till the blick it and dump. Ride dirty like it's bricks in the trunk. 11 weapons leave a bitch in a slump. 11 make a wish if you want. But don't wish for peace. I got a pistol piece to put a bitch to sleep. You got a mistletoe. I brought a missile T minus 5-4 when it hits. So see. Oh, they sick of who? Oh, they sick of me. What for? Maybe it's the fact that nigga up scores. White girl dad, a politician still made a trimmer bush like fuck George. If it's fuck mine, then it's fuck yours for eternity, nigga. You unfamiliar, better learning me, nigga. No comprehending, no discerning these niggas. The pockets clump, I got a Sherman these niggas. Hattori, Hanzo, Uma Thurman these niggas. I'm straight in the shit, I put the pern in these niggas. No RIP for Pee Wee Herman, see nigga. You don't got your shit straight. Cause he was a pedo. If I would've caught him, he would've got dropped like a mixtape. I'm trapping verses like crack in the 80s with my ball is dope to my wrist break. I hit the stool and go dumb, I'm the greatest. Your favorites just stuck on the 6 tape. How you real when the ass on your bitch fake? I be playing it cool when the Sims hate. Niggas claiming they blessed cause they menstruate. Reaper putting a hole to these bins fake. Frontin' like he got cake when it's rinse late. In the cut getting top watching sensei. For my pen's sake, I'm never scared to take a risk. A shot beat, that's my favorite dish. Drew 211s, told him make a wish, then he big body like I'm riding a lack. Bitch Scotty when I'm lighting a pack. Get body talking spicy on wax. 6 thotties cause the wifey to snap. Vibe nerdy to the blick and dump. Ride dirty like it's bricks in the trunk. 11 weapons leave a bitch in a slump. 11 make a wish if you want. One big body like I'm riding a lack. Bitch Scotty when I'm lighting a pack. Get body talking spicy on wax. 6 thotties cause the wifey to snap. Vibe nerdy till the blink and dump. Ride dirty like it's bricks in the trunk. 11 weapons leave a bitch in a slump. 11 make a wish if you want.
Yep. I don't see any issues with the mix whatsoever at all. Sliding 100%. Detroit, you already know. I didn't know why I didn't push the button yet, but I wanted to let you know. I try my best to push the button on everybody's channels to show up supporting and subscribing. So if I missed them, my apologies. It's not anything intentional, but I try my best to subscribe to all of you guys because, you got number one person that's here to support you. So I want you guys to know that for sure. Oh, Ty and Omega here. Well, look at that. Look at that. All right, Isaiah, let's go.
You are not a real solo leveling fan if you ain't listened to this banger yet. Like, comment, and subscribe. What y'all doing, man? You listening to the future anime rap.
I like taglines like that. That's really, really cool. Sounds personable.
Shouldn't come as a surprise. I just been grinding, work hard through the day, and eventually even the sun will arise. Nah, I do not have time to chill with the guys. Even the scores breaking the ties. It's about time that I even decide. I don't need no one but me. Started all week, had to show my solo. Now ever when I defeat, it's a part of my shadow. They follow the globe, yeah. Okay. Level up, level up, level up. Walk through your body like a metal detector. Cause your body start ringing every time I pick the metal up. When a hunter become monster, that's insane, yeah, yeah. This that thunder. You get clapped and then you slain, yeah, yeah. Bitch, you fucked up when they in front of major pain, yeah, yeah. Like, please don't gas me up when it's obvious I'm holding that flame. Bitch, blow. You don't wanna see me in the night life. Nah. Gleam on the blade looking like a night light. You don't really wanna roll the dice. Dark thoughts heavy on my mind right now. But leveling you is light. This shouldn't come as a surprise. I just been grinding, work hard through the day, and eventually even the sun will arise. Nah, I do not have time to chill with the guys. Even the scores breaking the ties. It's about time that I even decide. It's about time that I even decide. Because by your title, your level, your rank. Every time I two-step out of the gate of a danger, feel like I just walked out the bank. I'm loaded up, sure that she choosing the hell in the whip from my fragrance. The baddie's gon' faint. What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. She throwing it just to see how much I tank. Nurse wanna
Hold on. That felt weird.
Choosing the hell in the whip from my fragrance, the baddie's gon' faint. What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. She throwing it just to see how much I tank.
Okay, so that part, it's a doozy. That's a doozy. Because the thing is, there is that conversation ad lib, and then your actual, bar comes in when it brings back to the beat. I don't know if you see, the thing is, it works just fine. It's just with that particular one, I would have tucked that and put that in a filter in it. Just kind of like, you just having that conversation. That's the only thing about it. I would have filtered it as an ad lib for that. Only because the way the mix is the main vocal of that, it almost made me feel like it was that main vocal. You see how that could carry you away and be like, wait, it's this line. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you're talking to somebody and then a car go by, like, like, and then you get back to the part of the main line and the beat comes in. If that was your intention, cool. But I would have put like a filter or put it under the ad lib for it, just so it wouldn't be that prominent. If that was the idea. Because it almost seemed like the rap was offbeat into that one line, but I know exactly what you were trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Other people be like, man, that bar seemed off. What are you talking about? An MC is like, that wasn't a bar. That was a like, what is it called? I forget what it is. But if you heard Scarborough's Fair by Simon and Garfunkel, it's like you're saying a line, you're saying a different part of the hook simultaneously as the line that you're saying. You're like, are you going to Scarborough's Fair? It seems to fit in time in the summer. Like, it's one of those kind of records, which is kind of cool. But that's it. I would just pan it out a little bit. That way it's not so prominent. Other than that, you good.
Wanna label me a E-ring. Get to the core, you see that they is for eventually. Minding my business. Now they look surprised that they see the same places they working with me, Jimmy. My story peak, body on fleek. The weakling that I used to be just a memory.
Right.
Just keep coming back stronger and stronger. It really don't matter wherever y'all sending me. You don't wanna see me in the night life. Gleam on the blade looking like a night light. You don't really wanna roll the dice. Dark thoughts heavy on my mind right now. But leveling you is light. This shouldn't come as a surprise. I just been grinding, work all through the day, and eventually even the sun will arise. Nah, I do not have time to chill with the guys. Even the scores breaking the ties. It's about time that I even decide.
Like I said, man, it's fire regardless. These are just little things to just point out. All I'm gonna tell you is when it comes to, trying to submit these things for games and films and things like that, there is going to be that guy. There's going to be that Richard or Jacob or something's going, or like, somebody gets a random name like George or something. He gonna come up and be like, yeah, man, I really like this song, but this one line here, I've been listening to Rap 101 and that just doesn't fit, and I just don't understand why that's there. Is there a possibility that you could be able to rearrange it or change it or something? You're gonna get that guy. It's not about if, it's when. You're going to get it. It's going to happen. So just be prepared for it. And if that man paying, that man is paying. Or if that woman's paying, they paying. So be ready. Be ready for that. 100%. Alrighty. Omegas, let's do it.
How do you know when it's time to end a relationship or when to really fight for it to see if there's something there?
When I skip this ad, that's when I know. When I skip the ad that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. That's how you do it. You skip the ad. Sorry, these ads just have nothing to do with nothing, like ever. And Rice. This is going to be cool. Not too many. I think we got we'll see. I'll see in a minute. I know I'm a little behind today.
Another city kid aiming for the heights, swinging through life and reaching for the sky. These lights and sirens call my name, echoing from place to place. Broken webs, shattered dreams, holding on to what I believe. Through eyes, through love, swing fast, we take it slow. We trade lies, trade blows, love's a risk we can't afford. Can't see the scars I hide behind the empty jokes and reckless fights. I'm just fine. The night is like a paradise.
I have to say something here, and I have to. I have been seeing Rice Records been cooking all different kinds of stuff. Like he'll go into soft rock stuff, he'll go into, like Jersey beats, he'll go into trap beats, he'll go into, man, I have to give you your flowers, man, for being able to adapt to so many different kinds of songs and being able to prevail and make it dope, bro. And I have to give you flowers too, Omega. Like, even, seeing over time how much you've progressed and how much you've improved over time. And I don't mean just like in rapping. We can always say you have dope bars. That's not the conversation. The conversation is you're being even more comfortable in trying out different kinds of songs. There's not a lot of people who will do that. They'll stick with their aggressive stuff. They'll stick with all of these things. They'll do it all the time. They do it all the time. And it's not a problem. But this also lets somebody know, hey, I can make this kind of song. So if I'm a music supervisor and I hit them up and I say, hey, Omega, man, we're looking for a Spider-Man song, but we kind of got enough of the trap and aggressive stuff. We need something that's kind of like, Spider-Man and, Peter Parker and MJ or something. Like, do you got something like that, but it still kind of, hits home, but it's not like, like an R&B singing song. There's something that's got a little bit of energy. And it'll be this song. It'll be like, I got you.
You might think you met me in another life. No one knows what we wage inside.
I've been lost some time, trying to find my way back home to a place where I can grow my pride.
What? Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I've seen depths unknown. Through it all, I make my climb. Someday I will see my prime unfold. No matter where I run to, no matter what I try, I can hear the rumbling that is greatness deep inside. I can be the voice for those who silenced by divide. You might think it's hard to see stories like the Odyssey. Show love to those that hate it, 'cause I don't need no apology.
Careful, just a little careful. Be careful with those doubles with that. And you want to make sure you hear those acapellas as well, because there was a part inside, like it works, but just know that you need so this is the rule of thumb that helps me. You need a straight vocal. That's where you end the vocal like inside or inside. Like you need a main vocal, and then you have the emphasis of that side, like without you flexing that. And then you have your ad lib like side. And then when you have that aspect under that, you can level them. So now those inflections is not using the same. If you're using auto tune, you're using the same channel where it's got all the effects and everything. Keep in mind, each one of those vocals is trying to pitch at the exact same time that's coming through that channel. So if you did ad libs and stuff like that, just try to copy that preset and leave that separate. So that way the pitch correction doesn't mess with the main vocal or the emphasis track. It's just an ad lib part, and then it sounds so much nicer. I had to learn that the hard way. So I just wanted to let you guys know something that even I learned that works out fine.
The night is like a paradise. A world that's hiding in your eyes.
And you have Rice too to mix the vocal with. So even if you just did one vocal and then a stack, one stack, like two total, that'd have been more than enough. I know you're feeling the track, and of course you can feel the track, but when it gets to those, feelings and vibes and things like that, just make them emphasis and filters and stuff. And it just makes it sound so like the environment of the song. You know what I mean? Start, you know, like the ambiances, the environments, like the you know, just I know you're feeling the record and it sounds dope, but I'm just telling you, just those little parts is things I would recommend. Other than that, hold a note there. I see you. I see you. Maybe one day we'll have one of those kind of records. Now I know you can do that for sure. We can do that.
You might think you met me in another life. No one knows the war we wage inside.
It sounds great, man. Come on. Ain't about me, man. I appreciate you for trying out new things like you should. So we got Chris Craig, All Time, Pure, Mike, Memes, and then Sammy. So like about 4 or 5 of them. So we'll get through. I have a feeling, let me see what I got coming up. Yeah, we should be able to get through these relatively quick. Only because I know who's up next. And I know that a lot of the really, really big critiques probably not going to happen in these tracks. And if they do, I will stop you. But I have a feeling we're going to be pretty smooth. Let's go. Chris Craig.
To nigga, another one. I am an anomaly, ready to overcome. My opponents made a brand so weapon to keep it fun. Pull up on a nigga like told you and then he done. Little nigga think he a genius, he looking dumb. You see a villain in the vicinity of the sun. You should mimic a pedestrian, get up and hit a run. He don't want to battle, he ain't really bringing pressure. Niggas when they got a big head, they messed up. My opponent get a misland no direction. Now body covered in red on the stretcher. Aiming for the kids, head on the blessing. Blade out, send them on a trip to the heavens. Niggas know I've been a dude like Devin. Running out of time, my opponent getting desperate. Swinging if you messing with a crazy individual. I'm looking at the nigga and I know we got a spirit of fear. Stick the opposition, notice that the illest appear. The nigga feel a braggadocious, see the realest in here. Out of it, probably a send a nigga out of his body. Imagine a homie, I plan to keep the images clear. Out of it, how they stepping on the paths, I gotta be such your body. I plan on making you disappear. I don't think that it will any tactic, huh? I might put your little land in a crisis. I know one causing all of the damage, huh? Get basically that I do it the nicest. You must think that a nigga outlandish, huh? I could tell by the look in your Irish. And that boy reach on me like a sidekick. I can't take out both you and your sidekick. Homie, claiming he the strongest, he get stalked out. If it ain't bout to fit it, on what you talk about. Claim me off the leash, put that puppy in a dog house. I've been sunning things ever since I was a small child. Cause if he feel like a father, nigga, my sons. Who you think you said, but you nigga, another one. I am an anomaly, ready to overcome. My opponents made a brand so weapon to keep it fun. Pull up on a nigga like told you and then he done. Little nigga think he a genius, he looking dumb. You see a villain in the vicinity of the sun. You should mimic a pedestrian, get up and hit a run. He don't wanna battle, he ain't really bringing pressure. Niggas when they got a big head, they messed up. My opponent get a misled no direction. Now body covered in red on the stretcher. Aiming for the kids, head on the blessing. Blade out, send them on a trip to the heavens. Niggas know I've been a dude like Devin. Running out of time, my opponent getting desperate.
Works for me. Like I said, this is one of those kind of beats that's got that aggression in it anyway, like how, you know, the filter and the 808s. Other than that, it's heat. I can hear them all the way clear, good as, you know, clear as day. Works out fine for me. Cool beans. All righty. That's what I agree. All right, All Time, let's go. Goons in the building.
Has been with me for years, making sure that every note I sing is heard with clarity.
I like Sure, but this one, I guess this actually fits. I'm not mad about this one. Oh, it's got Red Rob and JK on here. Red Rob and like Red Rob is a dangerous hook for sure. Like JK is dangerous as well. Like all of you guys in the Goon are just already a pack. You know what I'm saying? But just by the mix alone in that These are things that you want to make sure you pay attention and think about over time.
Virus, looks like body got a virus. Virus, there's no way you're getting by us. By us, there's no way you're getting by us. By us.
Mission log, yeah, Jay, now we go further. Citizens of Copper 9 witness murder. If the disassemble, so get disassembled. Just see tintin, I'm a product of the metal, product of parchment. Get out my wrist, now I'm packing, I'm just like a rebel, so call me a glitch. I never think about a man with the switch. Couldn't me cynical, I'm back like a sand. We fall, as I aimed and I click this solve, the dish. I put the butcher in the back of the biz, yeah, hack it away. Yeah, looks like we got some maintenance, I'm breaking in. Did you miss me? It's me sin.
You're starting to erode protocols that just won't load. You're no longer up to go. Looks like body got a virus. Virus. Looks like body got a virus. Virus. There's no way you're getting by us. By us. There's no way you're getting by us. By us.
Cause I'm absolutely biased. Corporate giving the wood and I'm going, I rep in the winning team, eh? Ain't for the doodle, the moment I follow my orders out to the T, eh? Fighting all the terms of service, which you null and void. Why you gotta go against me, got me so annoyed. Safer to go along, showing you how you're wrong. Play it all on the line, choosing the losing side, eh? Follow protocol, you go against the highest. Cause she gonna terminate you like a virus. And you know why?
You're starting to erode protocols that just won't load. You're no longer up to go. Looks like body got a virus. Virus. Looks like body got a virus. Virus. There's no way you're getting by us. By us. There's no way you're getting by us. By us. Looks like body got a
Virus, virus. Looks like buddy needs some silence. Silence. There's no need for all this violence. Violence. Guess I was on autopilot. Pilot.
like body got a
Wonder what you wanted from me. I got a ton of money that you could be taking from me. Better with the nigga money. How much time I put you with the I wonder where I put him. Put him in the play. Son of a sorry if I come out cynical. It's visible. It's virus when I play.
Nothing to worry about, Mix, whatsoever at all. The only thing I will say now is what you gonna do. What are you going to do with this particular track? Like, what is your plan here? These should be already chopped in little short form. They should already be, tagged of, you start sharing this song. This is ridiculous. Who made the beat? Did Rob make it? Oh, he made, okay. He's dope. What I recommend, if you guys already released it on streaming services, okay, cool. One day, I think this is the idea I can give you guys, and I think this could work for everybody. One day, when you own these, not saying when you own, if you own these beats and you own this stuff, right? Start releasing the instrumental versions of these songs with just the hook. Let me cook here. Everybody needs something to be able to put in their videos for it. So if you do that, you get the double play with that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could be using it for TikTok and then they just love the way the hook is and they love the way the track is, and then they'll be like, all right, well, I want to talk over this beat. You'd be like, well, I want to give my review on the latest Murder Drones episode. And, shout outs to All Time Arcade on this track, and then they got an instrumental version where they can talk. Think about that. Especially if you own the beat and it works for the producer, because you guys can still do the splits the way you are because the hook is there. And then, you got the instrumental version of it. It worked really well for me when I did Team Cobra Kai. Like when I did the Cobra Kai song about 5 years ago, I was able on TikTok to get like 4 million views for that record. You know what I'm saying? So there's a possibility for anything. Just figure out different ways that you can be able to utilize this song. Or what you can do is you can call it the Goons Pack. And then it could be like 10 or 15 of the instrumentals of it. You know what I mean? Make a compilation project where you got those beats and instrumentals, and it'd be like, hey, you know, or run a challenge and be like, hey, you want to be on a remix with, you know, one of the goons or something? You could do it that way. Especially if you got a collective, make the collective a collective. You know, having separate artists works out good, but let's figure out, work some things out, work them together. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But, you know, take that as you will. I don't know what I'm talking about. Other than that, fire. All right, Chaos, got you. I know I got to hurry.
Okay. Y'all want him? He's here. I'm really about to lose my mind. Braiding shit up in my prime. On the other snake, keep on another level, going motherfucking beast mode. I'm really about to lose my mind. Braiding shit up in my prime. On the other snake, keep on another level, going motherfucking beast mode.
Go bananas, you know.
See, that hook by itself could be easily used in a short for anybody who's making animations. That hook by itself could just be by itself. It could be used in anything. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just wants to make a quick TikTok or edit or whatever. That's the hook. And then you could put the instrumental behind that too. So you got two ways of people to really get hip to your song. That's the thing. Everybody's got songs and stuff, but they can't really talk over it because, you know, the words are there. But you got a song that's already lined up and everything works out fine. Nah, bro. Look, bro. I mean, Daima just ended, but we've always been fan of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is probably one of the first AMV style videos on YouTube, arguably. Like, it's been around forever. Don't even worry.
No, it's true. Release a cannon. We bring it back to Ozaru. I'm outstanding. Everybody fold the new. It's outstanding. They know when it was overdue. There ain't no back and forth. It's like a match the torch. They want to combat the force, but couldn't get past the force. I'm showing I go my own way. You're about to get the grand tour pain when I go. What I seem to bring. Even for the demon king. Like metal when I swing, it's a strikeout. Best bite down. Harder hitting ground from your height now. I fight foul, might growl. That's a beast within. He wants a piece of you. Ain't finding peace with him. Betty beating you soon as the beat begins. It's breaking loose. I'm about to do it again. You better tell him that
Oh, and don't think I didn't catch on to the fact that the goons are starting to put different kinds of watermarks throughout the videos, so you know exactly who they are, and then it's in unison because each and every one of them do the similar thing to let people know what the video is, and then if they catch on to that, they'll be able to find the other individuals. Don't think you're not clever. I pay attention.
Over the moon, cause once he passes, there ain't no way I'ma lose. The truth is I'm only losing my shit. See clearly I'm the next to boosting. Still fearing my retribution. Feeling eerie when I wreck a nuisance. Just a theory of evolution, cause I really about to lose my mind. Brain shit, I'm in my prime. On the others they keep on another level, going motherfucking beast mode. I really about to lose my mind. Brain shit, I'm in my prime. It's the beast within. I can't keep it in. Well, they keep low. I'm going motherfucking beast mode. I'm going beast mode. I'm going motherfucking beast mode. I'm going beast mode. Better tell them that I'm really about to lose my mind. Brain shit, I'm in my prime. On the others, they keep on another level, going motherfucking beast mode. I'm really about to lose my mind. Brain shit, I'm in my prime. On the others, they keep on another level, going motherfucking beast mode.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. Take advantage of these kind of tracks and hooks that you guys are doing because they work as really great hooks for Instagram stuff. You can start finding other individuals that may have different kinds of videos that they made and then you can do remixes to them. At the end of the day, they just want their, their edits to look dope. And if you put a music behind it, they may just rock with it and be like, oh, this is dope. Oh, this is awesome. And then they'll be like, hey, do you have any other songs that maybe have something to relate to whatever anime they're thinking about? And be like, yeah, I got stuff like that. And then what happens? You not only made a collaborator, but you also got a fan. Same time. And that cost you $0.00 to do. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You got to see that this world does not know this genre exists. They think they're all one-offs. They don't understand there's a whole community that makes these songs. That's what I wanted to tell you, Isaiah. It's like, bro, like, for example, perfect example, Dizzy 8. This is a good example. Dizzy 8 has an audience that are into nerd culture and things like that. But the thing is, it sounds more modern, as in like they're hearing it and they're like, okay, like, like a one-off. They'll be like, oh, well, Dizzy does those kind of things and does these kind of tracks, and that's cool. But they don't know 100% about everybody else in the community. So they'll do collaborations with other artists that might be nerd-based adjacent, or they kind of like they mess with it, but they want to do something different with the kind of songs and things like that. Like, think in that particular terms, like different kinds of collaborations like that work too. Because at the end of the day, you're getting a chance to expose whatever you're doing to other artists. And then when you already have a collective, they'll be like, okay, their first, you have to think of it as in people will have their first introduction to nerdcore. Everybody's first introduction is different. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody's first impression or introduction to nerdcore is different. They're all different. They might say, okay, I met Cam Steady, and I heard of Cam Steady, I heard of DPS, I heard of Rustage. Okay, that's cool. But there's so many of you now that there's a possibility to be like, oh, I heard about nerdcore in Detroit from this artist named Mark Cooper. Oh, I heard about, I heard about somebody from in Miami, this is Mic Drops. I heard of him because I went to a con and I didn't know there was rap like that. I didn't know about this. I went to Anime NYC with my friends for the first time because I'm just getting into anime. Then I just listened to this guy named Mega Ran, or I heard Key to Weeb, or I heard somebody. Those things are important, and that's what I want to make sure I address in this chat here, is that do not feel because there's 100 of these records that you don't have a chance to reach that individual. What you got to do is there's 8 billion people on this earth. Feel what I'm saying? And because of that, it doesn't mean just because they heard one Dragon Ball Z record and they just mad because I don't want to hear any more of these. They haven't found one that they like yet. They may have found the same stuff that everybody else tries to do. They do a Goku rap or whatever, and then they go be like, I'm Super Saiyan, rawr, and then literally have a song like that all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's what I'm saying. You take advantage of it. But the thing is, it's just about captivating your audience. And the way you captivate it, and it's the difference between a lot of other people in this genre in general, is that they don't 100% know how to capitalize on the audience that's in front of them. A lot of people don't come prepared. They do the song and they leave. They don't talk to their fans personally. They don't have a meet and greet. They don't have any merch, don't have any CDs, don't have any shirts, don't have any stickers, don't have any flash drives, don't even have business cards. They don't even have pictures to take with them. They have nothing to take from it. So what are you going to get an experience from an artist if you got nothing to take away from it, right? Right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I am a person that's done that. You know what I mean? I've done 3 tours and performed at a lot of really big places and things like that. And it's a blessing 100%, but I'm not the individual that's really, releasing, weekly content like you guys. And that's a different kind of grind, but I understand in the era of, not the era, but the things I already do, I know where my strengths are, and being able to make sure that everything else ties together, it makes sense. But this is advice I would give you from, I have a master's in business and marketing. A lot of people don't know that. But the thing is, for you, the particular, things of I'm giving advice for is what I see the marketing plan of the majority of this community is doing. So I'm giving you different kinds of pointers when you're competitive with all the individuals trying to get on your view, especially when it comes to solo leveling and Dragon Ball and all the bigger animes. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Right. You know, Sky Blue does that. Sky Blue makes a goodie bag of candies and stickers of his, and it works out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gives that with whoever buys a CD or buys, you know, vinyl or whatever. There is a skill to that. You know what I mean? There's a reason why certain individuals like certain things. You know, don't forget NPC, a lot of people who go there to see a lot of those artists because they never seen them perform before. So it's a first experience for them if they're fans of them on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? What you got to get to the point of is that people are coming out not because you came out with a song on YouTube. They came out because they know that you're in your city to perform. And they know that it's a hype show and it's got a bunch of people on the bill. And that's the aspect that you got to think about. It doesn't mean that you have to have a list of nerdcore artists on every single bill that you have. What you need to do is just be a good performer in any element of what you make. You know what I mean? Nerd culture is not a hidden, forbidden secret anymore. You got individuals who don't even know who Thanos is doing this. Think of how the world is today. It's not a secret anymore. Just go out there and perform your ass off or whatever songs that you got to make. Get individuals involved with it, and you can make a fan. You can create an experience, create a moment. Don't wait for these other individuals to give you this opportunity because it's part of the niche. Perform with that street drug dealer rapper and murk that nigga on stage. That's the best way I can tell you. I'm just being real, you know?
I didn't think I had this much power.
I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Think that you measure up bet? I don't take kindly to threats. No, I back you up, burn no sweat. And when I see red, you won't ever forget that. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level.
Started out way at the bottom, I cannot pretend. Then put my foot on the throttle, I had to ascend.
Just to dial back just a little bit on the wet for the reverb. Just a little damp. It's not much, but I'm just letting you know on that part. Just a little bit.
Said I can't measure up, got them, now they can pretend. That they should approach me with caution, cause they can contend. If you see laughter, don't act out. I just be cool and ain't trying to offend. Normally chill if I black out. You might see beam things or holes in the chest. All of they levels be maxed out. And that ain't changing, it follows a trend. Zip them up, watch them get back now. Silly, you really thought you could contend? Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level.
A little bit more emphasis on that. Thinking that you could contend, bam. You know what I mean? You finishing the verse, you want to make sure you end that tight, especially with a hype record like this. You know what I'm saying? Small stuff. I'm just mentioning small things, just so you know. If it's an ending line like that and you're getting ready into a hype hook, you always want to make sure you you incline on that. Because then when they're hearing you incline on that, that's where individuals jumping up and down. Next level. You know what I mean? It's leading the audience to know there's a hype part and the hook is coming. That's called a directive punch. That's what you want to do.
Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Think that you measure up bet? I don't take kindly to threats. No, I back you up, burn no sweat. And when I see red, you won't ever forget that. Woo,
You see what I mean? How there's certain parts that's like really heavy emphasis, and then there's ones that's just like it's got enough emphasis, it's just a little bit lower. These are those kind of things to look for, because this is a record you would probably want to perform. Whew, whew. I'm on a whole nother level, and then that's where you go to the crowd and be like, you know, like this next song is called Next Level. So what I want you to do when I go, whew, whew, I'm on a whole nother level. And then by the time they get around to the second part of the hook, they know to do that for you. And that's where, if you're a person that gets in the crowd and you jump up and down with them or whatever, this is that kind of record. But you got to introduce it to the audience, because the audience wants to be entertained, but they also want to be involved. And you got to know the difference between one that wants to be involved and one that's just there for the experience. And you got to recognize those in the tracks. And the only way you could do that is performing these songs more than once. So that's why it's so hard sometimes for the NPC and then all the releasing tracks every 2 weeks, because you never get the ability to know what song is what. And we're all guilty of it because we don't want to seem like we're not consistent. But when you're consistently performing, you know certain songs work and certain ones don't. And that's the things that you got to think of.
I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Thought they could measure up, but I've been tested through fire. Cause when the kettle, bruh, pops, you'll get burnt through the fryer. You could get better, bruh. If you go up, I go higher. Yeah, they could never, bruh, pass through the test of the fire.
This is the situation where you should have dropped the beat. You know, drop the beats out of them. You could do that in the show mix. You know what I mean? Like you can get better, bro. Better, bro. I'm just a da bam. You know what I mean? And then they're hype on that. So it's like the stop motion, basically. It's just like, you can get better, bro. Better, bro. And then that's where your hype man or you can say those parts. And then that way it's paying attention to those line for line. And then that's like a shock value response. As in somebody just walked in the room and doesn't know what's going on, putting those blanks in the beat allow them to get engaged. Like, oh, they turn. Oh, they getting it together. And that's where those little special drops come from. So they're even more amped and excited.
You get better, bruh. If you go up, I go higher. Yeah, they can never, bruh, pass through the test of the fire. Know that the warnings come when you see red. So when you see me, just stop and place.
Hey.
No, I don't wanna go leave the scene. I gave a clue when you saw my face. First was of anger, avenging my friend. Second was helping my junior contend. Third was in fear, so I had to ascend. Four was to flex and bring demons to rest.
See what I'm saying? You see what I mean by that inclining part? But it's okay you do it on the record here. But just know when you're performing, it's going to be the energy for those last four. It's going to be the energy of those last four. And then you get right back in the hook. Feel what I'm saying? You just got to keep giving these inclines, and then they're at that level with you. It's just kind of like you're giving them the escalator to be hype with you. That's very important in hype records.
I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Think that you measure up bet. I don't take kindly to threats. I back you up, bro, no sweat. And when I see red, you won't ever forget that. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level. Woo, woo. I'm on a whole other level.
You know, it's funny. I have a song called Ric Flair, and I get the crowd to go woo every single time. It's definitely something you could do. That's what I would do. One thing I do want to say, and it's just about the Nerdovation thing, because I know people are kind of seeing what the updates are. I did send some emails out, and we sent the first wave, and I'm just seeing how exactly it's going to be. I'm letting you know there's going to be 27 performers for this. So it's going to work out very well. We have an indoor and an outdoor. So there'll be 2 shows going simultaneously, which is pretty cool. So, you know, it's got like a little outside area. It's got great speakers, great sound there. And then, you know, that way people out in the crowd, you know, out in the street will be able to hear you guys, but, oh, this is cool. This is dope. What is this? And then people will get, you know, get amped about it. I do got some individuals that are going to come by and look at some things too. And in a perfect world, I'm just hoping I could be able to do it. But what I want to do for everybody that's performing for Nerdivation for it is that I am going to probably have 2 cameras out there so I could be able to film everybody's performance. So that way you have that performance video for you guys to be able to use to promote and use to, you know, apply to different shows and cons and things like that. So then, you know, people will say, well, do you have any experience performing? Yeah, I got experience. It's right here. So that's kind of the idea. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't really think of this at all. They just think of that. And then also, if you're new or anything like that, I have no problem sitting in a Discord with you and we can watch your performance. And then maybe I can give you some pointers of, you know, how you can improve that. And I don't think there's any other collective or venue would do that. They would just be like, oh, here's your footage. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, if you did want an opinion of it, you know what I mean? I can easily sit down with you and I can show you some stuff. And that's the whole point of the Nerdivation thing. It's not just, oh, it's about the same time as another event. And I don't give a fuck about that. The whole point is there isn't a hub that allows people to be able to see what they can do. There's always well, do you have experience? Well, I've never really performed before. Well, you know, I need people with experience with this particular show. Well, where are you going to get the experience? Because even the open mics are like, oh, you don't have experience with the microphone? Oh, I can't have you on this stage. And then you got to play this song and dance with people to just perform 2 songs. And that is ridiculous. So I'm not going to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way I look at it. That way you can see what you can do to improve. And then the possibilities are endless then. You know what I mean? Maybe that one show performance may get you booked at another con or something that you never thought you can get into because they didn't know about what your music was. So, like, that's all I'm saying. You know, you have that possibility to be able to show that you can do this and you can build the confidence up to be able to ask a venue, hey, you know, I do this kind of music and, you know, I'm new, but you can see how my performance is. I've done it before. Okay, cool. And then you can build that humble experience and be able to meet up with other venue booking individuals and then be able to do your own thing. I'm just going to give it a stepping stone for it. I'm not really trying to grab anything for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of tired of individuals not being able to get that chance to even show what they do because I've been where you've been before. And I just feel, you know, I feel real about that. And it's not fair. If you work hard and you want to go for it, you got to go for it. But sometimes there might be a person to be like, hey, I'll give you a shot. Let's go for it. It's real shit. You know what I mean? Most people don't understand that. So let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me continue. I'm sorry. All right, memes, let's go.
Who I am doesn't make me like you. When the world falls down, I'm crying in my room. I haven't recovered now, alive yet I'm bruised.
Well, that's how I'm feeling. How about you?
It's not black and white, as hard as it seems. Heroes and villains, it's only a thing. This pain in my chest and my heart are for me. I'm not a god, I'm a fraudulent piece. I'm not a god, why you calling to me? You keep me involved, why you calling to me? The savior one is gone, it don't honor me. Why you calling for me? It's not black and white, as hard as it seems. Heroes and villains, it's only a thing. This pain in my chest and my heart are for me. I'm not a god, I'm a fraudulent piece. I'm not a god, why you calling to me? You keep me involved, why you calling to me? The savior one is gone, it don't honor me. Why you calling for me?
I'm not the person who you think I am. Will I be the
wanna face it all. I'll do with the power, it's all I got, but I don't know how I can make it stop. Find a way, find another way, yeah. Heart is gray, but I gotta stay strong. The love and the family, I missed it all. I want you to know that I gave it all. I promise that this was a waste of love. I promise I'm giving it all I got. It's all a disguise, isn't it? That's life, isn't it? Ain't no hiding from it. I'm searching for a way out. So follow you. I'm giving it all I got. Well, I find my way back home.
It's not like you white, it's hard as it seems. Heroes and villains, it's only a thing. Spirit in my chest and my heart are for me. I'm not a god, I'm a fraudulent piece. I'm not a guy, why you calling to me? You keep me involved, why you calling to me? The savior one just gone and honoring me. Why you calling for me? It's not like you white, it's hard as it seems. Heroes and villains, it's only a thing. Spirit in my chest and my heart are for me. I'm not a god, I'm a fraudulent piece. I'm not a guy, why you calling to me? You keep me involved, why you calling to me? The savior one just gone and honoring me. Why you calling for me? I need options. You heathens and monsters, yeah, I'm being honest. New stitches, rip my seams on the deep end, dropping. Falling on my knees, unconscious. Eve, the mind needs my nonsense. My art, my progress. Never know how to process. Oh my god, you drain the soul of mine. Ice cold heart, it's only mine. Near the fireplace with some light. Give me some shine, enjoy the light. Mom, brother, know that you are right. Hope I never see you in the night. Hope you never see me at my worst. Pull me down, I drown eternal strife. Who I am doesn't make me like you. When the world falls down, I'm crying in my room. I haven't recovered now. Alive yet I'm bruised.
But that's how I'm feeling, how about you?
Searching for a way out.
But that's how I'm feeling, how about you?
Searching for a way out.
But that's how I'm feeling, how about you?
Other than that, careful with the brights on some of those ad libs there. Just be a little careful. That's all. And I'm hearing it's not even just from you memes. I hear it from Miracle too, and I've heard it on different records, and especially on that album. There's you got to be careful with brights, and I know this because I had issues with having tracks where they have a lot of different bright strings and things like that, and you have a higher vocal singing on that. Got to be a little careful about those high passes and, just kind of the higher parts. Other than that, fire. I mean, 100% fire, All right, long awaited, Sammy. I got you, dog.
When I'm stepping on the pitch, everybody moves, so you know my aura hits. That's never placing last when it only comes to kicks. They give us to me and they know I never miss. Heard about Canetti when I'm always going higher. Screwing up a storm when the situation getting dire. That's real feeling spin with the heat, I'm like a lion. Number 10, I'm an ace, and they calling me to strike it. So I get striking.
Hey, Sammy, what you recording with? What microphone you recording with, bro?
And I jump it down till I'm in I'm fighting. I'm striking, all around, always running on my timing. We striking, and I'm off the ground, within kicks, got me flying. Get striking. When I jump it now, call it easy, my lightning. Thought I'd give it up back then. I'm a 6, I'm a fight, now I got new friends. On the pitch, now I walk, on my spikes, new 10. In the game, I'm a life, and I spark new trends. Got goals and naming the get-go. Playing souls, backspin, I'm flowing tornado. Lightning, man, I'm opening up by the gates, bro. Too real for the master, I'm coming in late, so. Kid a cat with Kirkwood, do what I say, so. Okay, now I'm flame sucker, and you bet I'ma lay low. Lies when I kick, I'm the one who stays still, come to still. Been second up on my payroll. Cross drive with it, now shining in. My light kid, it can never be dropped, so I keep fire with it, team sliding it. Crossfire, no gonna get stopped, so I get striking. And I jump it down till I'm in I'm fighting. I'm striking, all around, always running on my timing. We striking, and I'm off the ground, within kicks, got me flying. Get striking. When I jump it now, call it easy, my lightning. Halftime over, so I turn up, brought a lid too. Still in flames, that boy looking like he's scared. With the purpose of my life, see I gotta win, dude. Send a ball flying to the net, that I missed. Whole teams come around for the earth and die. I got an axe on my foot, call a match on my fire. Now my phone died, brain is my true desire. Put my car so you know that I've been out liar. Keep on second, you run up, feelings in my one. And now with a buzz, so my kicking go beat a gun. Double Fuck on my job, we fire first and fun. Once on tough level, no pitch, and we never run. Now charge with a scorch and heat tackle. Spain and the leads when I focus these battles. Show from the flame, the Babuki freeze fast. I'm staying with the blaze, and I last in D action. Put flame on me, going to OP. The core 2 OG, they come and go in G. Put flame on me, going to OP. The core 2 OG, they come and go in G. When I'm stepping on the pitch, everybody moves, you know my aura hits. Never place the last when it only comes to kicks. Think about to me, and they know I never miss. Heard about the net you and I'm always going high. Screwing up a storm when the situation getting dire. The tomato for this bin with the heat, I'm like a land. Number 10, I've been the ace, so they calling me the striker. So I get striking, and I drop it down, so I'm in I'm fighting. I'm striking, all around, always running on my timing. We striking, and I'm off the ground, lifting kicks, that means fighting. Get striking, when I jump in now, call it eaters in my lightning.
Yep. All I'm gonna say is because I know you got a Shure microphone. The Shure microphone has a styrofoam over it, normally for podcasts and making sure things are not harsh or any of those at all. I have one of those, and let me see here. I want you to try something for me. Random. I want you to try something. I want you to record something, but take off the styrofoam that's covering the mic. Take it off and see how it sounds to you. Make sure you got one of these pop screens though, but hear me out. Take that styrofoam part off and record something with it. And you will hear the world of difference here, because it's a certain kind of mix that you have to have with that Shure microphone to make it stand out. And I hear what the issue is. All right, Grayson, let's do it.
It's musicality on the track.
Musicality, bring that heat, boy.
Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank. Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank. Put my 10,000 hours while solving every problem, leveled up inside missions. Now I'm every hater's topic. I'm a gamer, not a gangster that grew up in the projects. Bars dope, made for me, so you can say I am the product. Had a farm to get the skill. How else can I instill the will, or else I get killed by monsters who want their bellies filled? Say I trailblaze, my blades used to till. Store bread, I'ma tell until I kill my bills. Slash, don't take my kindness for weakness, or else I have to go beat you and show the world who is weaker. Even though I'm a human, I really move like a creature. Pull up on your project and turn you to a feature. School of hard knock, the gear equipped as a cap and gown. Look at me, in my eyes, I'm the captain now. Saying that you better, I gotta say that you capping out. If I beat you up, I'm making sure that you staying down. Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank. Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank. Don't get it mistaken. The commie had me awaken the moment you sense the aura. The opposition is shaking. Don't find no fantasy when I say I'm limit breaking. My greatness making a statement off the moves I be making. Old crew impressed. I leveled up being left for dead. I live with no regrets. I go ahead going head to head with those who want me dead. I stepped up and never fled. Wu-Tang claim they scared. They ain't protect their neck. Yeah, it's just me and my blade. Plus an undead army I can summon from the grave. If you really feeling brave, you can test your luck with Gray. Mess around and go to K. Work with me off of grace. Yeah, either way I'm throwing bows. Time to let that party die. I'm K-Dot to my foes. Those who aim for the throw, try to block me from my goals, will be added to the bodies that I roast when I toast. Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank. Slash, don't judge me by my rank. Just to be frank, you and I are not the same. For the gang, I go hard in the paint. Do or die, it's not a game. Don't judge me by my rank.
Well, the only thing I can say is just make sure those delays where you have them, just make sure that they cover the whole vocal. Other than that, it's fire, bro. All right, Kami, let's see what you got.
Yo, Kami, do that shit again.
Son is Sparta when I pull up, flex you with rebellion. I've been on the irrelevant. Slice you up, slice you up, slice you up, yeah. Slice you up, slice you up, slice you up. Yeah. When I pull up on your block, it's in hell. I got a trigger finger, you can tell. Chopping my shooting my both ways. I be hitting your L's. Cold blooded, I feel like I'm Bell. Feel like I'm Bell. Feel like I'm.
Yeah, I sing double trigger when I fight you, put you through the ring. And I used to play, but I'm more of a gunslinger. Eating fire, that's my cinder. Sorry, Virgil, I'm the winner. Sorry, Nero, when I near him, I just wanna freaking kill him. Like a demon, I be feeling, I be killing, I be gleaming. Every never reach, just be beaming. This devil hunter, just be eating. I feel like a demon. I'm a demon. I'm a demon. I'm a demon.
Yeah, Dante pull up with the red coat. My twin blue be malevolent like he Virgil. Yeah, malevolent. Yeah, malevolent. Yeah, malevolent. Yeah, malevolent.
Hey, low-key, this footwork on this video kind of out of pocket. Hold on, let's go back. This footwork kind of out of pocket. Hold on.
So on the Sparta when I pull up, slice you with rebellion. I've been undefeated, man. You are so irrelevant. Slice you up, slice you up, slice you up, yeah. Slice you up.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness.
Works for me. Like I said, Neb is sliding like he usually is. Always slide. Xander, your turn. I know I'm running a little behind, guys. I apologize.
Have you ever thought about the value of life? You make it look so easy to disregard someone just because you can. No repercussions, no remorse, no regrets. Nothing. And I think I finally realized that's all that you are. Just an empty, dark vessel, forever doomed to wander aimlessly. And now, you're met with the light that drowns out the darkness. Me. And when you're all alone, crying out for someone to come save you again, I'll bestow upon you the same mercy that you have shown countless others.
Since I encountered these demons, I knew that things would change. Cursed to inherit their plans to conquer and cleave the way. Through flash dark reflections, I peep in mirrors, keep me forever drowning inside of this hell that I have been placed. And I've been thinking this ain't the life I envisioned. I wanted more for myself, but attracted some lies from niggas who want me buried in pieces and scattered throughout this grim world they call paradise. I've been trying to fight through these vicious hordes. They keep sending after me. I'm losing friends and family. My vision's getting blurry. The ghost becoming a fantasy. I'm losing my sanity. Yeah. So much blood on my hands, I'm actually considering just falling to depravity. I pray to the Most High and hopes his angels will catch me. Don't let me fall to this darkness, it wants me rotting like 10 feet beneath the earth, infested by worms, a corpse, another dead thing. But I ain't falling victim to the tricks when I know I can be a hero for this world and leave a legacy. My family would be proud of, at least they know that I actually tried to make a difference in a world filled with so much cancerous lies. I just want to end the divide before I'm capped within this shrine. But for now, you in my domain, and I'm exercising you lames, trying to take me down so that I would cave into this void. I know my purpose is being a pillar of light for those lost in this circus. Lost in this circus.
All these scars, they tell a story. All these scars, they tell a story. Lost so much and I still continue to bury. My friends and my aspirations are crumbling beneath this weight I cannot take. Losing my grip in this hope of mine, but I still grin and bear it and live for the ones who perished along this journey we on.
Baby, I just need a little bit of faith. Running from myself and chasing reflections are the things that plague me.
Batty, what up, man? Mark, don't ever feel like it's not. It's, bro, I'm just going to say it like this, okay? If you are hype about your friend or your brother or your sister or anybody and you just proud of them, there is no such thing as that. Like, people just make certain words, say, well, I don't want to seem like I'm proud of somebody, but, you know, no, this place here, if you feel he's dope, bro. And Xander is dope. Everybody is ill here that submits with that because they got more guts than most people who say, oh, I want to try this thing out. And they don't come out with any songs. They don't come consistent. You know what I mean? It takes guts and it takes confidence and it takes bravery to, send tracks to me or anybody that you feel that, that you have a high regard of critique from. I'm honored in period. So don't ever feel that it's not okay to give the people you care about flowers. And don't let anybody make you feel ashamed of that shit either. Ever. Fuck what the other person feels about whatever. If this is somebody you proud of and you ride or die with, then that's your people's. And it's a blessing to have people like you that feel that, my friend is doing great things and I'm proud. I don't give a fuck what all these other people in this world have to say. They already think we can't make certain music because it's not the same as the masses. But what are we hearing now? Everybody want to sprinkle a Dragon Ball Z bar there. They want to put, JJK images in their videos. They want to do all of those things, right? But it's different for them because it's like, well, I'm just kind of shut that stupid shit up. That's what that means. You making excuses and trying to act like you are the cool crowd. We've been cool the whole time. Nobody got time for that, bro. I'm too old for this. You want to know something that's crazy? I didn't even get a chance to even say it because I thought about it. 2 days ago, I was in a car accident. The roads were slick and I wasn't able to stop. And I was able to get the car to the point it only hit my back tire portion or whatever, and it ran into somebody else on the freeway. I'm spinning out. And if I wasn't calm and I wasn't any of those things put together, we wouldn't be talking today. That happened for me. That happened to me. Both of us are okay. It was a blessing. And it's because I've been so thinking about everything else I got to make sure I can do and accomplish and putting all those things together. I just wasn't in the right headspace. But you know what? I was on my way to DJ at my sibling school. I have 3 siblings. They're under the age of 15. I got 15-year-old, a 12, and an 8-year-old at this particular school. And they asked me to DJ. I've never DJ'd ever before. But they asked me to DJ for their first event. I was on my way to that. After the accident and they were clearing the car and everything, my dad came and picked me up and I went to that DJ gig on time and still DJ'd that. And then afterwards, I had to go perform a show for Glotaku for the Nuja Best thing. And it was a full house, 200, 300 people there, nerd-based individuals. I'm in slides. That's how unprepared I was. But if there's anything that I want to say and let people know when it comes to these things, never take the people you care about, the people you love for granted, ever. If you're proud of that person, you're proud of everything that they have, be that. Because you never know what kind of head up they really need. I left without a scratch. But if I would have panicked, my car could have easily flipped over to the other side of the overpass. And I got hit in the gas tank side. So all it took is a little slide of inertia, it could have been over. I'm shooken up. Very. But it also let me know those very important things that I want to let you guys know. Who gives a fuck what any of these other individuals feel about what you do and what you create? All that matters if you have your peers, you have the people that you care about, your friends and family, and God if you are religious or not, or if you have your most high or whichever. That's what matters. I come here because I care. I didn't know if I could be able to hop on this stream after all of that. I don't know if I could have. But I knew it was important. Forget these masses and what they're trying to think and how they feel. None of them is paying your bills. None of them is making sure you eat or your family eats or anything. So their words mean nothing. It don't mean a fucking thing. And don't let individuals have that. It's good to take advice if you're looking at that type of person and be like, okay, I appreciate the advice for it. But all these individuals that want to have these hot takes like, oh, there's too many of this. Oh, there's too many of that. There's like, well, what do you do? If it's too much of it, what do you recommend? What do you think is the next move? What do you think is the next strategy? If it's something that doesn't add value to what you're doing or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You're in front of that microphone. You're in front of that pen. You're in front of that computer. You're in front of that beat. You're in front of your own career and your own destiny. You are in front. There's nobody else. It's you. So if things don't work out like the way they have to work out, that means that you have to figure out different kinds of strategies to get you to that particular next portion. You have the most dangerous yet useful device in the palm of your hand 24/7. Think about that. You could look up, you could research, you could purchase, you could do everything with a phone. You could do all of that. And a lot of you have by using BandLab and all these different things. You took that initiative. Most people don't. Most people make excuses for everything why they're not where they want to be. Or the algorithm and they just don't look at videos like that anymore. Oh, it's the format. Oh, it's the okay. You know all of that information. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to tell me about how awful it is so you can write these paragraphs, of meaningful paragraphs that I'm only going to read one time and never do it again? Or are you going to figure it out? I got tired of individuals thinking that it's only 20 or 30 nerdcore artists in this world. There's easily 600 of us. You know how I know that? Because I've heard them all. I've heard all of you from the beginning. And there's receipts. Years of receipts. And this is just rap. We even dove through the other genres that have this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to scare people in chats and all that stuff. I really don't. Because it was just something personal that, I was personally dealing with and I had to understand. But I had to understand how important this platform really was. And a lot of people just think, well, he doesn't even have 1,000 followers on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. Like, what makes what I say have more value than an individual who has, let's say, 20,000 followers on Twitch and all that stuff? And the unfortunate portion of it is there will be people that are one-dimensional and will not think I'm on their level because I don't have their numbers. When those numbers can be bought. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Excuse me for a second. I'm about to show you something. Let me show you something crazy. All right. You see this? This is called fameswap.com. This is a website where individuals make their own particular accounts and boost these things up, right? And then you can be able to buy them by the follower. Perfect example here. Let me cook. So you can see here how it has TikTok. You see how it has TikTok with 15,000, 14,000, all of those things, right? So what they will do is these will be authentic accounts, right? But the thing is, they will like make a memes or whatever, what have you, and boost those individuals up. So what the next thing they will do is what they call farming. So they will take these particular channels and pay the $100, pay those things, right? And what they will do is that they will take those particular records or songs or sounds or things like that, and they will put them on all these different kind of videos. They'll take the videos that may have been on there prior, change the sounds up with the editing. So when those numbers come up, they will be able to boost those particular numbers with that. That's one way. That's called farming. Is it a clever strategy? Yes. Is it effective? It's 50-50 because it depends on what kind of music you're coming out with on that aspect. They don't just have it for TikTok. They have it for Instagram and YouTube all at the same time. You can buy a 1 million subscriber YouTube account for $100,000. But here's the trick though. Those accounts have 2 strikes against them. So you screw up one time, it's gone. So I want to let you know how simple it is for you to do that. But the difference is between this and everything else, you will never know who your fans are. Because there may be people who like the video just cause, and then there's companies that basically look at those videos and like those and then get points and get credits for it, like filling out surveys. It's the same thing. You will know the same thing. I wanted to open your eyes with this one, and I am sorry. I wanted to open your eyes with this because it matters. It matters the effort that you're putting into these things. Yes, you can go this route like any other company could. You could easily do that. I could easily do that. But you'll never really know what your core base is, and you will be delusional and confused because you don't know if it's really the gravitation or it's what you put in place. And the companies will automatically know. You know what I mean? They already know the algorithm. They already know this situation because it's already been built. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it a stack with you. If you got, let's say you got 20,000 followers by yourself, right? Let's say diehard fans, right? Let's say 20,000 came up and bought your album for $10, right? $10, right? That's $200,000. For one project, if you get 20,000 individuals, diehard fans, to buy stuff, that's $200,000 in albums, whatever you do in shirts. Let's say shirts is $30, $30 or whatever. That's $600. You understand what I'm saying here? Find your core base that you're dedicated to and grow that small following and dedicate your small following, because those are going to be the individuals that's going to give you the money to put in the bank, just like Monopoly. And then you could be able to reinvest everything that you have in an organic sense. You could do that. And it's a commanding audience because now when you perform and you go on tour and you do all those things, now you're touching fans in a tangible way. I can say this person's a fan because I've seen him at a show before. I can see he's a fan. He has the shirt on. He has the hat on. He knows the songs word per word. That's worth more than a follower. You need a fan. You need to know the difference between a follower and a fan. You can have all the followers in the world. At the end of the day, do they give a fuck about you? And that's the most important part of the whole thing. And then the last thing, and I'm sorry I'm swearing so much, is do you care about the shit you put out? That's the two things that should be going in your head. Are you proud of what you did? And did you make an experience for an individual who is a fan of yours? Fans can be all ages. It doesn't mean they have to fully understand every reference you have. They might not even understand a word you said. But the fact that they out there and spent money to see you, or spent time to stream your stuff, or gave it a chance, is worth more than any subscriber or any follower or anything that you could ever get. And that's why I created that brand. So you could be nerdivated to make experiences and make memories for individuals. We all say the life is short, but we really don't understand how short it is. And we're not talking about lifespan. We're talking about how much effort we give into things we love before we just be like, all right, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. They can feel the way they want to feel about me, whatever they say in the background, even if they don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a particular age and stage in life where I'm going to do the things I love to do because I want to, and I love to do those things. And I feel that's, you know, like crazy enough, Omega said this to me, and it was actually, you know, real when I thought about it. He's like, you know, people probably hit you up, Mark, and they're like, well, how is this event going to do well when down the street you got some of the biggest nerdcore followers and all that other stuff down there? And he says, yeah, that's true. But we all know that everybody else in this community, the other 400, 500, 600 of us, are the heartbeat of this genre. We keep this going. No matter how hard they want to be able to break it to them, we are the heartbeat of this community. And I want you to know how strong you guys are. Know that you are the heartbeat of this community, and everything that you do is appreciated. I don't care if they don't say it to you, I'll say it to you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the effort, and I appreciate you pushing this genre to the next generation so they can feel like they can be part of this too. God bless all of you for that. A lot of you guys have made lifelong friendships through this community. It didn't cost you a dime to get it. Thank you. They can feel what they want to feel. They can go with the smoke and mirrors and have all these subs and things like that. That's cool beans. That's cool. I made a connection with so many individuals in this community. And that's worth 1 billion subscribers. You know what I mean? So that means a lot to me. That's why I keep doing it. This wasn't about growing a base and being the nerdcore hub or whatever. I'm just a regular guy that's just a nerd and loves what he does. Always remember that. And I'm sorry to blast out like that, but I wanted to let you know. Don't ever, ever, ever feel ashamed to hype up your brother or your friend, man. Yeah. Oh, shit. I clicked out of it. I am so sorry. Hold on.
hope of mine, but I still grin and bear it and live for the ones who perished along this journey we on.
This gives me like really big Fuji's vibes, bro. Like, this gives me like really big Fuji's vibes. Bro, this is ill, dog. But the fact is, Red Rob is willing to bounce on different kinds of shit. And that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody had their own originality to it. And see, Xander, that's a really dope record, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's a JJK record that can easily be performed. And people will rock with this at poetry slams and you know, like regular hip hop events. This matters. This is art, bro. So yes, we do nerdcore stuff, but at the same time, you know what I mean? We can still bang with the rest of them. It's still lyricism. There are casual fans of anime. They don't have to know every single reference that you got. If the vibe is there and the bars are good and you got something to say, it's what matters, dog. Great work, man, for sure. Got about 3 more. You got 2. Well, Xander, usually I only do like 1 record per release on that. So I'm going to go to these other 2 first, and then I'll go back to this one when we got time, okay? I just want to let you know we only do just try to do 1 at a time. That way everybody gets an opportunity. All righty. Rap night. Let's see.
Feel the weight of the world. Try not to. I'm the hero they feel like the weight of the world has been vested on me. Hear their cries in my dreams, so I try not to sleep. And I just hope they see, so I'm not who they see. I'm the hero they need. Feel like the weight of the world has been vested on me. Hear their cries in my dreams, so I try not to sleep. And I just hope they see, so I'm not who they see. I'm the hero they need. Well, at least that's what I tell myself anyway. People around me say they get it, but they can't ever understand. But if I could be honest, I wouldn't mind talking to someone who also went through the same thing, just to know how they went about it. But tell me why should
Have a good one, man.
when they just go try to mess up my head with sweet lies, trying to mess up my mind, telling me we'll be fine and we all gon' be cool. But I know that ain't right and I know that ain't true, yeah. I ain't blind, no, don't play me for no fool, yeah. I'm just a child who don't know what else I should do. Bit off way more than I could chew. Heard Jesus went through all this too, but he won if that is true. Please tell me what to do. Like the weight of the world has been vested on me. Hear their cries in my dreams, so I try not to sleep. I had hope they would see, but I don't know. I think I'm the hero they need. Feel like the weight of the world has been vested on me, but it's too much for me. I can't breathe, I can't sleep. All their screams haunt my dreams. Everything's closing in on my knees. Help me, please. I'm the one that's in need of a hero. A hero. I'm the one that's in need of a hero.
I didn't know Rap Night had vocals like that. That's actually kind of cool.
A hero. I think God might be that hero. A hero. I'm the one that's in need of a hero. A hero. I think that God is that hero.
It's not bad, man. All it is just maybe an extra stack. We should be good. Alrighty. So let's go to Golden. Oh, this is that Red Blue 2. I remember when here's the funny thing about this song. I remember his first submission, like his first few submissions a couple years ago, was Red and Blue. And that's the first time I ever got hip to Golden EMP before. And this is awesome. Like this is like before him and Jono collaborated and all this. This is like way before that. I think this is like maybe 2022, maybe. But I remember this. So it's hearing a sequel to this song. It's going to be something like another memory. So I'm ready.
You're keeping tabs on me. No, I'm not.
No, I'm doing the skip button. My God. I'm already behind. Sorry for the tardiness, but some things need to be said today.
Feeling myself when I mix red blue and it's all over. Feeling myself. Leave me loose trip of a gold your tap. Do you feel somewhere? I've been gone so long, calling over time. Do you feel somewhere? Don't you feel somewhere? Did you miss this? I did. I see gaze like iris. I feel waves tide on golden touch. Minus vibes, my lights blinding. Saffron, my timing. 6 eyes and frightening. Gold, your vibe like red and blue. Oh, will I lose? I'm in my head every day. It's what I do. I leave it all out. Red and blue. I'm seeing shades of red and
Switch ups.
take a blindfold off, eyes are God, gorgeous. Slip man down in a ivory box. Levitate far above, I'm a lighter flock. You dudes catch red blue like a tile drop. Tired enough, you lied a lot. You just puffed out easy. Man straight true flip Bible ups. BC catch the view, the idol drop. Jesus straight abuse the final boss. Shinto. Talking to me like you running the scene, but your bitch is my ringtone. I don't see a threat, no brimstone. 10 toes down, they get running like Flintstones. You don't wanna slice, no Kimbo. Packed in the cube, 6 eyes through the window. Man, it's so simple. Don't talk back on an impulse. I could do this shit all day, but I ain't got time. How you gonna approach man 6 when you ain't got 5? Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, no green lights. It's just red, blue, red, blue, red, blue all the time. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue all the time. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue all the time.
Yes. That is clean. And I can hear the evolution of your brand from that song from like a couple years ago. Just more confident, delivery and everything. Like, I wonder if you listen to Red Blue first and then listen to this new one and be like, wow, there's a lot of change in there. That's really important. But that is the end of the Mark Cooper Monday stream right there, guys. But I just want to give some people some updates. Like I said, Nerdivation is a thing. Tickets are already online for sale and things like that. If you guys did apply, just start checking your emails and things like that. But like I said, this is going to be like the first wave of it. Like, I got a good majority of the artists and things like that. And I'm just seeing, people send messages to confirm. And like I said, it's not going to be one of the only ones. This is going to be the first one for the first Nerdivation, but next year they're going to be in different cities and things like that too. So just in case if you're not able to get to this one, and maybe, you might be able to get to another one that has like a different area and things like that. So just kind of keep up with me and just, see those kind of messages. I'm not the person that's going to make it worldwidely known. I will in time, but it will always be a situation where you could be able to, I can check and look at the different individuals that, who applied and you know, whether if you have performance experience or anything like that. Like, all those things will be taken into account, just so you know. But other than that, I need to eat something and lay down or something. I'm kind of tired. I'm still kind of, you know, shooken up. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, and it was very, very important. And just know that I care about all of you guys, and I want to see you all do well, regardless. You know what I mean? And I just want to let you know. But until next time, I may, you know, there is a tournament I'm supposed to play for Rocket League. I may stream it on that Wednesday. I'm still back and forth about whether I'm going to do it or not, because I do my first esports curriculum class on Wednesday as well, and then there's other things. So I'll see exactly how I feel. If it's not going to be this Wednesday, it will definitely be next Wednesday for the Call of Duty gunfight for sure. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm just debating about the Rocket League thing. But other than that, appreciate all of you, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace, y'all.
When I say player, you say what? Player, player.